Right now I'm working and I'm driving to go do my next case, and traffic's really heavy and I don't feel like listening to any music or anything, so I thought I would just talk about my job a little bit. And I'm really stuck in traffic here. It's pretty heavy, but it's that time of day. Anyways, so a little bit about my job. I'm what's called a mobile x-ray tech. And so I get in this little Toyota Matrix and I drive all over the place to pretty much everywhere you can think of. And the places I go to are nursing homes primarily, but I also do go to people's private homes. I go to different prisons, jails, facilities that house people who are mentally challenged, and I also go to wards for the criminally insane. And I've been doing this now for almost 4 years with this job specifically. And any job has its pros and cons, and I guess the cons are some of the horrific things that I've seen and I've had to go through. And believe me, some of the stories I have, probably most people would have a hard time even believing it's true, but it is. And before this, I worked in a hospital for a couple years and stuff, and you see crazy things in a hospital too, believe me, because you deal with everybody. But anyways, just focusing on this job, after talking to, friends and, even some of my coworkers that I became friends with at the hospital, we still go out once in a while, and they ask me about my job doing this, and I tell them things that I see and deal with. And every friend I have that's a tech that works in the hospital that I used to, they all tell me there's no way they would ever have done this job in a million years. But you gotta weigh your pros and your cons. And yes, granted, some of the cons are you see the worst of the worst in nursing homes and dealing with criminals and whatnot. And in a hospital, it's not as bad in those regards. But the pros are I'm on my own. I'm not in a building. I'm not stuck in four walls. I don't have anyone breathing down my back. As long as I do my job and I do what I'm supposed to do, nobody bitches at me. And to me, that is worth more than anything else. Even though in this heavy traffic, it's hard to kind of show you, but if you look right there, sorry, that was a quick shot, but that little box right there on the windshield, that's a tracking device. They track my every move, how fast I'm going, how much time I spend at each facility. Every time I come to a stop, they get reports. How long was I stopped at a light, or at if I got stopped at a train tracks or something. They literally pay someone just to sit in front of a computer and monitor us all day long. Kind of messed up. But anyways, back to the pros. Even though it could be extremely challenging at times, I'll take it. I'll deal with it. I'll deal with even having to deal with having to cope with the elements, the rain and the snow and everything else, because it's just more important to me to be free and to not just be stuck in one little building. And besides, the experiences that I get from this job is that itself is worth it. Even though a lot of the experiences are rough and difficult, but you know what? That's life. It's reality. Whether I did this job or not, these same things would be happening to somebody. So it's just very interesting. I'm not going to go super detailed about some of them, but some of the people I've had to deal with in the psycho wards. I mean, they'll start flipping out, you know, saying there's spiders all over them. They'll start screaming and yelling. They'll literally go berserk for no reason. But some of them seem completely normal. It's really weird. And some of the ones that I had to deal with in these psycho wards, when I looked at the X-rays, I couldn't believe what was inside of their bodies. I mean, I had a guy. I X-rayed his abdomen. He had about 25 paper clips inside of his body. He just ate paper clips. Another girl, she ate some batteries. Literally, there were batteries inside of her colon. I even X-rayed one guy. He had a knife inside of his stomach. I shit you not. I'm not kidding. It was a metal knife. Looked like it was about 4 or 5 inches long. I am not joking. I don't know how the fuck he swallowed that thing. I don't know how it didn't shred his insides up. And I also don't know why the facility didn't send him away to the hospital immediately. I mean, if I were to take a guess, it was all about money. I mean, the guy didn't have any, so, you know, the state would have to pay. And that's another thing. That's a subject on its own, is, you know, the difference in care that gets provided to people depending on the finances and stuff. I mean, it's really messed up, to be honest. It's crazy. But yeah, I mean, I've just pretty much, you know, over the years have seen so many different things that would just boggle a person's mind. And believe me, you know, my mind has been boggled many of times. And what the hell is this person doing? Ay, ay, ay. Unbelievable. Can I get around them? And that's another thing about doing this. When you drive all over the place every single day, you deal with the most fucked up shit on the road. It's not like just driving, you know, 10 miles or something to your job and then that's it. When you drive around all day long, I can promise you, you will just have to deal with so many fucked up things on the road, it's not even funny. A quick story, I was behind a construction guy. He had all this equipment on the back of his truck, and he didn't strap any of it down. It just all started flying off his truck and hitting people's cars. It hit my company car. It almost knocked a motorcycle over. The guy in the motorcycle pulled over into the emergency lane, and he was yelling and swearing and screaming at the guy. He wasn't paying any attention. I'm just like, holy shit, you could have killed this guy in the motorcycle. Are you kidding me? But yeah, I mean, that's just like one of a million examples. I mean, it's insane, the shit that you see and deal with when driving around all day long. And that's, you know, not even the job itself. But anyways, I'm gonna stop rambling here. I mean, if I really started talking about all these different specific stories, it would turn into a 3-hour video. And I mean, I literally could just talk for hours and hours about some of the shit that I've seen. But anyways, yeah, I just thought I would just talk about it a little bit. Have a good day.